Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here in the evenings at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So tonight we are gonna get on with the assembly of all our ABC quilt blocks. I think we have some sashing prepped already for it. We can take a look at that, and I'll kind of go over this process of quilt as you go. So that is the plan for tonight. I want to see how far we can get on assembling these fellers. So this is going to be my last night this week, and then next week I'll be here from Monday through Thursday. And then that's kind of it for now. I will be coming on like more sporadically, so make sure to get on the text messaging with the link below, so you guys can be notified when I do actually go live, when I'm just kind of jumping around a little bit. But all right, you guys, let's get started on this tonight. All right, so I got the old machine out here. It's been a long time since I've had this out. I had to dust it off, so we'll see how he's working. But last night we trimmed all of our blocks to the 8.5 inches, and tonight I want to start sewing them into our rows. So this is my only finished row. It's basically row number 2 on our little diagram here. So the D through H we have done. We have A through C done, but I don't have the corners on, so I kind of want to get those on tonight as well. But this row is completely done. And you can see we have like these sashing pieces in the middle of each block. So we're gonna put those on, and we actually have them on the front and the back. So we need them for both sides, and that's what we're gonna be doing tonight. So this row's done. I'm gonna set him up here. All right, and then this is the A through C row that we need like corners on. But first we need to prep all that sashing, and I do have a whole pile of stuff that we've already kind of cut to that 1 inch wide. I'm using 1 inch strips for both the back and the front. And I was thinking we could take a bunch of these strips and sew them together, because these are not cut to the 8.5 inches, and they're all different sizes right now. This is just from like some sample fabric that I had. You know, they're not even cleaned up, all different sizes. So I thought we could sew them all in one row, and then cut them to like our 8.5 inches, or maybe even a little longer. Maybe we cut them to 9 inches just so we have some slack on each side. It looks like we might have done that, like has some extra on both sides. That's fine. But I was looking at it, and it looked like I might have already had that idea, because I do have a pretty long strip going here. And it looks like I may have even pressed it at some point, but we would have to go over it again. But I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, I kind of want to sew more on, like sew the rest of this on, so I have like a really long strip, and then I want to cross cut them to like press it and then cut it to our sashing sizes. So I think I want to do that a little bit first. So I'm going to just get sewing. I'm just gonna grab and go, put like these pieces together, and just start. So I'm going to put my little leader down. I don't have my leader and ender quilt around, or blocks nearby, so we're just gonna do it this way. I'm gonna need a scissors here too. Let's get pretty blue scissors out for the day. Okay, so I'm literally gonna just take pieces and just try and have them be like different colored, or different pattern pieces, and put right sides together, and so the next bit. I don't think I have to be too perfect on this. Just literally grabbing, put the right sides together. I'm gonna have like this whole like banner of these when I'm done. Let's see if they're stitching well. Okay, it's working. I just haven't stitched with this machine in a while, so I was unsure what that would look like. So I suspect that I will need, before this quilt is done, to cut more of these strips. And I do have more of this fabric, but I definitely want to use up everything I have here before doing more. So let's just start the day off with some strip sewing. That's nice. I'm not worried about salvages and stuff. I'm just kind of grabbing. Maybe some of these fuzzy ones we'll have to trim eventually, but. Let me know how your day went today. So this one has like a weird cut out of it, so I'm just moving it down just a little. I'd like to try and get like these rows pretty much sewn together tonight, so I don't know, maybe I'm wasting my time a little bit working on all these sashing pieces, but I do think it's going to be satisfying to get all these done too. We'll get where we get today, and then we'll pick this up next week. You know, I'm trying to get as far on this quilt before, you know, our regular schedule is done, which is basically next week. So doing the best. Get this done. We get sick of this, then maybe I'll stop. I think I have more strips cut here than my brain is telling me, so might be here for a little, but we'll see. I got the iron heated up. Jeez, I don't feel like I've used the iron in a while either. What have we been doing? We've been stitching a lot. All the embroidery. All right, yeah, this one is what's the right side and the wrong side? There we go. This one isn't like quite straight either. So all of this fabric is from the original strike-offs, and that's like tester fabric that a company prints just to make sure like the colors are right, or if there's any colors in the wrong place, that sort of thing. So I just had a little bit of that just like in my fabric stash somewhere, and I'm like, this will be a good use to use up some of that. Oops. Pieces there. Yeah, so one more week of consistent sewing on this, but I do want to finish this, so I am gonna try and schedule some live so we can just get her done. Kind of wondering if there might be a hair earlier, or maybe on like some Saturdays or something. I don't know, we'll have to see. Just because I'm getting tired in the evenings here now. I don't think we have too many here left. That's relaxing, just doing this. So I am trying to grab different ones, so this is more patchworky. And I think before I knew that we were gonna keep this, I tried to keep the selvages more hidden, like where it says the name of the fabric and that sort of thing. But now that I know that it's gonna be our quilt for baby, now I don't mind so much that there's a little selvages, like, you know, like this dot. I don't mind that there's some of that stuff in. I think that's gonna make it special. We're just about there, it looks like. hope I didn't put any of these in the wrong direction, but we'll just take it out if that happens. This will be fun to snip through all these. A little extra step for the day, but it's gonna feel good to have it done. I'm in the like do everything for each stage before moving on. So like having these not sewn together was gonna annoy me at this stage. So basically we want that patchwork look to our sashing pieces, and that's why I'm just kind of sewing these together, and then I'll just cut them all to size. And I think ooh, there's a lot of these ones left. We're gonna have to trade off so we don't mix it up. There we go. It's gonna look more patchworky by sewing it together like this. And I think we will go like 9 inches on them instead of the 8.5, just so I can overlap it a little bit. That makes me a little nervous not being able to do that. Although maybe I'd be more accurate just cutting these all to the 8.5 inches. Oh, Mary says pretty colors. We are getting there. All right, almost done. Someone asked the other day if we had a theme for, you know, the nursery or whatever yet, and I hadn't really thought about it. And we have so much like little kid feeling stuff around this house from Penguin and Fish. I kind of want to do just like have a wall where we just hang up all that stuff everywhere. Just like, what do they call it? Like gallery style, or I don't know, where it's just all mashed together. And then, I don't know. I was kind of thinking just like black and white shapes would be just kind of fun. Like if you just did like a really big black, like if you painted the room white and you had really big black polka dots and stuff, I think that would be kind of fun. So not like an animal theme or anything like that, just big fun, silly blobs and swirls that are black on white walls. I thought would be kind of neat. And then like have a whole wall that's just filled with random Penguin and Fish stuff that's all baby-esque and other like random things that fit the genre, which is like all of our stuff. All right, here's our mass of little doodads here. It's all together like a little banner. So I'm gonna turn the iron back on because we'll be doing that next. I'm just gonna go through all these and snip. So this would be a good spot to get my to do that where you put a thread cutter. What are those called? A seam ripper in on like the top of a spool of thread, and then you can just go boop 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 boop. But we're just gonna, I don't want to get all that out. I'm just gonna trim like normal with the scissors tonight. But yeah, so I do want to press these next. I'm gonna press all the seams open and then trim them. So I don't know, man. I'm, you know, in my head I was thinking, oh, we'll get like so many of these blocks sewn together tonight, but turns out maybe we'll just get all the sashing prepped. I don't know. Which is fine. Then we're like super duper ready to go for next week too. So whatever we get done tonight is what we get done. I always forget with quilting that, you know, every step takes time and it all matters, and can't get mad at like that you're not as far as you want to be sort of thing. That's why I always hated ironing. like the pressing part, because I always forgot about that. I'm like, God dang, this pressing takes forever. But I'm just like, it's just part of it. It'll get done. Ooh, Joe says I have some of that fabric. That's awesome. Yeah, so this is like from like our first collection, the first fabric collection that we did, the strike-offs from that, and found them while I was going through all my stuff and trying to use up all the things. So it worked its way into this quilt. And it was based on, all these animals from the embroideries, so I think it fits. Okay, so my next thing I want to do is I want to run this through the iron. Run the iron over it and or press all the seams open. I'll probably trim these furry ones too. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave them. And then I want to cut them all to, kind of wondering if I should cut them to the 8.5 inches. And actually, maybe I should count how many I need, because ultimately we're gonna need some long ones too, and so I don't want to cut them all down to 8.5 inches if I have enough. So we should do that math as well. Let's just look at that quick. So we have, because in between each letter, there's two, one for the front and one for the back, and then we got long ones that we're gonna need later. So that, because we have these long ones, I know we're gonna need to cut more of this fabric, but I don't want to have finished up all these little ones and then still the long ones. So I'm just gonna count. We're just gonna not do math. I'm gonna just literally count. So we need these two yet. So each of these count as 2 because I have a front and a back. So I need this row. So 2, 4. This row's done. 6, 8, 10, 12. Well, here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 8 in each one. So 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 times 4, that's 32, right? Someone tell me I'm right. 32, 34, 36. So 36. Oh my God, is that really 32? That's what happens this time of day. Yeah, 16, 32, yeah. Okay, so 32, 34, 36. So I need 36, 36 of these total. Okay, that's good to know. So if I don't have enough, then I know for sure I'll need to cut more. Grabbing this. If I get to 36, then I know I can stop cutting. All right, so I'm gonna just go down this road like this, and then flatten all these seams. And then we'll go back and trim them all to that, I don't know, maybe I should just do the 8.5 inches right away. Might be easier to line things up. I don't really have any leeway though. Tracy's asking if I finished the Splendid Sampler 2. I have not, and that is another project that I want to resurrect again. This year, or basically all 2022, really, we just kind of dedicated to doing this quilt. So, didn't really. I'm gonna trim these floofs. We didn't get a lot of other projects done, so I do still have 20 some blocks on the Splendid Sampler. And I do want to work on that as well. I actually still have to finish my Granny Square quilt as well, but it's done. All that needs to happen is a label needs to go on, and oh gosh, it would just take maybe an hour and a half or something to finish that. I'm gonna trim this again. So that's, I want for one of these little pop-up quilt along or pop-up lives. That's gotta get done. I can't have that quilt just sit here unfinished. sit here unfinished with just the label to be put on, the stupid label that I always forget to do. And I like this label. This is one of the labels from, our little like labels, quilt labels that we sell, and it has that heart, and it's already embroidered. We just need to freaking stitch it on. But now that I have the sewing machine back out, I can do a little bit of that. Oh, Arloa says, you're such an artist, you could paint some animals on the wall. So I was kind of thinking about that too. I still like the black and white thing, but for one of our trade show booths once, we painted, we had white walls, and we painted like really the safari animals, like, like the giraffe from this and stuff, onto the white walls with black, and it was just kind of like fun and playful and blotchy. That's kind of in my head yet too, so maybe they will end up being animals instead of just shapes, but I do like the idea of black and white, since that's like good for babies and stuff, for vision. The fun big black and white walls. At least the main wall, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know what that is yet, because we don't have a nursery yet. But then, like, at least one wall will have to be like just a bunch of fun, random, like, kid type stuff. Like we have a poster of the Fox and the Hound, and we have, I don't remember if you guys remember that punch needle that we did, that was the cute little lion head. Just things like that. We have things like that are all like little kid feeling. I just kind of want to collect it from all over the house and put it all in one spot and just fill a wall with that. So I think that's all I got for theme versus like a big official theme for the nursery. I like the idea of just like simple black and white. All right, trimming all these fluffy ones. Come on. Sometimes I just don't want to pop open flat. There we go. Ooh, Tracy says, I found out the vintage Coronado machine is connected to, Kenmore, and the halter is connected to a Singer. Oh, that's interesting. I was wondering, I was going to ask that the other day, because I know like a lot of these vintage machines, like the ones that have, more unfamiliar names than what we're used to, like Singer and, Janome and all that sort of, and Bernina, all the like current day ones. A lot of those places licensed out. I don't know if it would even be licensing, but like they basically made other machines for people that was the same machine for the most part. And then it's basically white labeling where you can get, some product and put your own name on it and sell it as your own, but you're getting that product from like the original manufacturer. So there are like I think like there's, White is a brand name for sewing machine, and I think that might be the same as, I don't know, same as the Kenmore, something like that. But yeah, and I know there's like a Minnesota is a brand name, I think, and that's a derivative of one of these other brands too. Oh, Hackster machine, not halter. Yeah, I haven't heard of the Coronado or the Hackster before. I'm gonna have to look those up. But yeah, it'd be interesting to like put a chart together or something of the brand names and which ones are the same as other ones, and kind of interesting for vintage machines. All right, this is taking a little while, but we're getting there, and I feel good about it. Cutting fuzzles. I'm not gonna worry about making these seam allowances any nicer than what they are now. Like this next one has like a big piece. I don't think I'm gonna bother with that. I think the fuzzle ones will get in the way, so just taking care of those. But we're getting there. Some of these are pretty wrinkly. I got this double sweater on though again today, and now with the iron, it's pretty toasty. Ooh, Noeline, I like that idea. Noeline says, why not have one wall a blackboard and draw some great artworks in chalk? That changes as baby grows. I do like that idea. A big like drawing wall, that'd be fun. Or even like a big like dry erase thing or something. Chalk would be fun though, yeah. We're getting there. I know this is a lot, so we'll have to make sure to keep count for our 36. Actually, I might fold this in half so we can cut a bunch at once. Just cut from the two ends. Oh, this guy's got fuzzles. Oh, Mary says Sears doesn't make anything. It's all products made by other manufacturers. Yep, makes sense. But back in the day, they wanted their brand name on it, so they're one of these things. So like that's like what the Kenmore is, the Sears Kenmore. Actually, mine doesn't say Sears on. I think the other one that I have might say Sears on. But yeah, that's always funny to see where they're basically the same machines as other machines. I'm gonna have a sewing machine cleaning party live here again sometime because I think both of these sewing machines could use dusting and an oiling. God, there's so many of these, you guys. We're getting there though. I think we're to the parts that we've already sewn together. So they might just have to press them again. But I think they might be, like their seams might already be pressed open is I guess what I'm saying, so I can just sneak my iron back in there. They've been just like scrunched up in that little bin for a while, so all the seams got squished again. But this will go faster because they're all partially open already. Ooh, that one. Almost there. This is a chill pressing day. This is some people's favorite part. I think Jenna says that she likes doing this part, like the pressing part. As long as I don't forget about it and I can acknowledge that, oh yeah, this is part of the process and it's okay that it's taken a while to do, then I don't mind so much. Ooh, this is kind of falling apart a little bit, but once we stitch it into the quilt, it'll be fine. A little twisted up here. Yeah, but I'm gonna grab both ends, theoretically, and then cut from there. And I only need to cut like 18 times instead of 36. It'll be nice to have all these prepped. Prepped for real, prepped for the next step. But 4 more maybe. Yeah, Mary's saying we used to have appliances stores and Sears Kesamores were Frigidaires that we sold, so we knew how to fix them. Yeah, exactly. Like you could find parts and all that for everything. They're meant to be repaired and all that. Can't hardly do any of that anymore. All right, this is the last one. Phew. Okay, that's it. Let's exchange this for the. Oh gosh, look, I'm getting my steam's going through to the table. Let's get this guy out. Okay, so I have a ruler too. I'm just kind of thinking of a strategy for this. I think let's. Can I even find the other end? Ooh, yeah, right here. Nice. Okay, so I think let's just, you know what, I'm not even gonna clean up this end. Let's just put these two together. I'm gonna do right sides together, just because. And I think I am gonna measure them like 9 inches instead of the 8.5, just so I have like extra leeway, because these aren't all like perfect, so. And then if the edges are weird, I can just, it's fine, because they'll be cut off ultimately. All right, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, I'm not even gonna do it that way. Let's all I have to do is go the 9 inches here, and if I'm close to these seams, I think I'm just gonna shimmy it forward a little bit. Yeah, so I'm not even gonna bother with like true measurements. Really, I'm just gonna make sure that they're all at least 8.5 inches. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. Okay, so I just need to count to 18 here. So, 1. I think I'm gonna lay it out as 18 because I don't think I can actually remember. Ugh, I think I'm gonna not wear the glove too. So I just have to make sure that all the other fabric stays out of the way so I don't accidentally cut it. So I'm shooting for the 9 inches, but again, if there's like a weird like a seam right where I want to cut, then I'll just scooch down a hair. Again, the lengths don't super duper matter because they'll be trimmed off, but I don't want to like be wasteful of it either. But there, so by doing this, we're gonna have like a nice patchworky look to these, which is kind of what I want. Got paranoid that didn't count to 9. Okay, I got 3. Again, I need 18 to make a total of 36. 18 cuts. And then I'm hoping that I have like long pieces left over, and those long pieces will be the start of the very, very long sashing pieces that we'll eventually need to assemble the rows. So that'll be kind of tricky. I think I'm not sure I've actually done that yet. I'm just trying to get them all kind of lined up on one of these rows so it's easier to trim. All right, we got 5. I'm gonna just make these in stacks of 5. So here's actually 10 right here. But I'm counting it as 5 because I'm counting doubles of 18. Put it over here. And if this is all we get done, it'll still be valuable. Valuable time spent. I think so we're kind of like we have the like a very common type style of house for this area. It's like a 1.5 story. And our half story, that's where we're putting the nursery and the new bathroom like from scratch, from nothing. It's not a remodel of the bathroom. It's not even it's like, yeah, it's kind of going in scratch, and everything's kind of going in scratch up there. It was basically, I mean, it was a finished half story, but not really. It was basically unfinished, and then just like wood paneling put all over the walls and some carpet thrown in there. But other than that, it's basically an unfinished upstairs. And that's where our bedroom was, and it, you know, just weird and open, with like stairs going up the middle. So now we made the bedroom part way smaller. Yeah, this one I'm gonna go a little longer because I got that seam in the way. So now we have like a bathroom right in the middle where the stairs kind of, like the back of the stairs basically. And we took down like the wall that was like sort of a closet, and so we're basically remodeling the entire upstairs right now. And putting in a magic bathroom. So now we'll have 2 bathrooms in the house, which will be super nice with a baby, I'm thinking, or with another person living with us, basically. All right, so here I got another 5, so we need to do this another time, and then 3 more, and then we got it. That one seems short. Nope, we're fine. Okay. But yeah, so the nursery isn't created yet, but that'll be up there too. We're gonna try and do a bump out. There's like a little tiny area above our dining room that from the outside is like bumped out, but it's not on the inside. So we gotta like take down a little bit of a wall in that half story, and then we'll have like a little space revealed, and that theoretically is gonna be the nursery area. But yeah, so I think we're gonna paint everything. It's like 70s wood paneling right now. But I think we're gonna paint it all white. The ceilings and stuff too, just to make it feel a little bit bigger, because it is kind of, you know, low ceilinged a little bit in some spots. But yeah, so that's the plan. But yeah, so that's why the nursery, we can continue the white and then just like have like fun black designs on it. All right, this is getting smaller, but I think we're still gonna have our 36 pieces plus extra, I think, which is fabulous. Then we won't have to do those extra cuts later. Or we won't have like cut them and realized, oh crap, we didn't need to cut them. That's the big thing I'm trying to do. Lots of little cuts on this one. Good, we're right in the middle of it. Okay, one more and we'll be at the 5 again, and then just 3 more, and I'm hoping we'll be good for fabric. I think we will be. Oops. Right side together again. This feels good though. I know we didn't assemble anything yet, but this is just part of that process, and we'll know that we have like the exact amount that we need for this, and we can like watch it get lower and lower. That'll be nice. Okay, so we're up to like 15 out of the 18 right now, so I'm just gonna put those together. So we just need 3 more cuts, and then that will be our 36 pieces that we need for this. Then the rest can stay long. So we'll definitely have extra, which is great. I'd like to maybe sew a couple of these on. I was thinking maybe we could sew the corner ones to that first row. One. Then we'd have at least everything for that first row together. Or I don't know. I kind of like to go on to another row though too. It'd be fun to put the next row together. Maybe we should get that row number 1 out of the way. 1, 2. All right, this is gonna be the last cut, and then the rest can stay long for later. All right, that's it. Man, the stack seems kind of small, but theoretically, if we did math right, then this is what we need. So then all of this is left over for when we do our super long rows. I kind of think I should wind this somehow so it stays nice. I don't know. Let's just kind of do that here. Maybe this will just stay nice and flat if we do it like this. I don't know, so I don't have to press it all again, and because we're not going to need it for a little while yet. I'll let it dangle. Yeah, we got a lot left over. This makes me feel good because I did not think we'd have enough sashing for just all these small pieces. So it's nice to know that we do. Plus, we have a good start on our extra. I don't know how long this has to be. That requires math. Let's see, like 45 inches or so. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But there we go. So this will be for later. Set that to the side, and these are the pieces that we need for this. So, okay, now I can get rid of some of these items. Get rid of the ruler and the mat. Okay, and I do want to start with this just trio, ABC trio that we got going on, just so that this can get done too. So the 2 border pieces, or the corner pieces, so we won't sew any animals. I gotta find the corners. I want the one that, here we go. I want this one that was our little sample piece. So this is actually be the front, and then one of these like leafy corners. So there we go. We got those 2. And so I want a leafy corner on the left and this one on the right. So I'm gonna start with this one. So we basically need to get this piece onto this piece and cover up the raw edges while we're at it. So to do that, I'm gonna take 2 of my strips, one for the front and one for the back, and I'm gonna just lay them both on my my first piece here. So we're gonna do right sides together here, and then the right side up on this side. And we're gonna just put all 3 of those edges together. You know what? I think we're gonna get the clips out too. Just because I think it's gonna be helpful to, because we got a lot of bulk here. We're going through a lot of layers. And they're only just 1-inch strips, so we don't want to mess with the thickness of that too much. Scooch this one forward. There we go. And, you know, we got all these funny seams in here too. Do I want the white on the back to be opposite corners? Then I need to switch. Oh, I'm just gonna flip it like this. So I want I do want the white to be on the back. So I'm actually gonna put it on, like this will actually be the front, and then this will be on the back. So the back is gonna have the back isn't gonna look entirely like this because all the other backs are like that, except for in the upper, if you flip it to the back, the upper right-hand corner will have one little white square. That'll be this, our little practice bit on the back. And then the bottom will be our quilt label that will also be on white. So there'll be 2 little blocks of white on the back, but other than that, it's gonna just be this fabric with the sashing. So you'll still see all the sashing on the back as well. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna just sew my 1/4-inch seam allowance there. Get my iron going again because I'm gonna need him soon. And actually, you know what? I could do that second half. I could do the other half right away too. Maybe I'll do that. So we'll get this row done yet tonight. Not done. I'm not gonna do all the hand stitching on it yet, but we're gonna get close. So just helping this feed through. Oh, gotta open this seam allowance. There we go. Yeah, we'll do these one at a time. Never mind. I was gonna do both the first block and the second block at the same time, but let's do it one at a time for our first one. We can start assembly line doing this next week. I need to get my leaders and enders out to do this again too. So, all right, now we have our 2 pieces on here, our back piece and our front piece here. I'm gonna press just the front piece over. So I'm just gonna kind of like finger press it quick. Finger pressing is actually probably enough for this. Yeah, let's just finger press it, which just means I'm pushing it down with my fingers instead of getting the iron out. Because we'll press it for real once I get this piece on. So now we've just folded over the one. The back piece is gonna stay backwards out of the way. And now I'm gonna put right sides together again, but I'm just matching up. So here's the block that we're connecting it to. I'm gonna put right sides together of that sashing that we just finger pressed over. I'm gonna actually turn it this way so it's facing me. I do wanna line up the edges here because remember I cut these to 9 inches, so I'm not like gonna be perfectly lined up that way. So as long as the edges of our actual piece are together, that's what we're going for. So now I'm doing just the row, you know, with the batting and everything, and our sashing piece. And let's just throw a few clips into there. So I'm just not sewing that last bit on. There, so we can do that. I don't know if this is smart sewing from the back. Maybe I should have done it from the front. I don't know if it really matters though. Okay, so now we should have our 2 rows, our 2 blocks connected. So there we go. Now our corner piece is connected to our letter A, which is the beginning of this row. So you can see we're all just like perfectly connected with our sashing. Now on the back, we won't deal with the back quite yet. I don't even think I'm gonna press the front yet until I'm ready to do all the back. But like the back, you can see here's a finished one. What we're gonna do is, we're not gonna do this now, but eventually once we're ready for some hand stitching, we're gonna press this over, and then we're gonna tuck under the edge and press it. So we have like a nice like 1/2 inch bit like this, and then we're gonna hand stitch all this. So you can machine stitch, and there's other ways to do this quilt as you go process, but I kind of like the hand stitching, so we are just gonna hand stitch these all. But for now, I think the next step, I would love to assemble every single one of the rows to this stage where you can still see the raw edges, but you got that back piece sewn on and your front piece is done. So that's where I'd like to get with this before moving on to the hand stitching, because then I can move the sewing machine out of the way and we can just have our iron and our hand stitching stuff. So let's do this side quick. So here's how I want this side. So this is our little sample test, our like tester page that we were working on. So I want that to be on the back though, right? So I want the corners to be, our colorful fabrics. So this is actually the front now in this case. So I need 2 more. I'm gonna sew onto this one and then attach it to here. So we need 2 more sashing pieces. I'm just literally pulling from the top. I think that's all we're gonna do. So this is, having these pre-cut is gonna just take so much thinking out of the game, which is fabulous. So there we go. 2 sashing pieces. Okay, 1 goes on the bottom with the right side facing up. Now these ones I don't have to like place all perfectly. As long as I place the rows perfectly on the next step, these I got this little overlap. So remember I cut these to 9 inches instead of 8.5. I think typically you'd cut them the same size as your block, but like this just means I have to think a little bit less if I have that little extra 1/4 inch flopped over. The right sides together. And on the seam. And 1 at the end, I think. All right, so we'll sew down this and attach it to here, and then we'll be done for the night. But then we'll have like this whole row kind of ready to go, ready for hand stitching. So the second row 2, we have like truly finished. All the hand stitching is done with that. So that one we'll put on the bottom, but we'll just the next week assemble rows like this. So if we can get all, how many rows are there? 6. If we can get all 6 rows basically done, except where we won't have that last row totally done. We'll only have 4 blocks on because we need to do the quilt label on that one. But if all these other ones are like done, then we can just do the hand stitching, which will just be relaxing and nice. But then, eventually we'll have the big long sideways strip, so that's going to be its own like battle, I think. And we haven't done anything, like we haven't made a binding or anything like that yet. So there's really lots and lots of steps yet, but we are way like close to being done with this guy. All right, so I'm only gonna finger press that top row. I like flipping right sides together. So here's where I wanna line up the top and bottom edge of the block. I think we'll try it. I don't know, I kind of like flipping it over. Kind of like sewing on the sashing piece, I think. Maybe not. Let's try it this way this time. Yeah, Marianne, what I like about this quilt as you go process is that it's so much easier to quilt small blocks like this versus a giant quilt in your home sewing machine, And I think that's the like key feature of the quilt as you go process. I mean, you do have to like putz around at this stage, but I think that's fine. And you can there's ways to do this where you're not doing all the hand stitching. Oops, sorry you guys. Hit my head on the phone. But yeah, so this is only the second time I've done the quilt as you go process, and I haven't even finished a quilt doing it yet, because the other one that we're doing this on is the Splendid Sampler quilt, and I'm not done with that quilt yet. So we'll be done with this quilt before that, probably. Get up in there. This is fun though. We're gonna have our row number 1. We'll finally have all its pieces. This would probably work better with a walking foot, just because there are so many layers, and you do want them to all move at the same rate. So a walking foot would be good. But I'm on this old vintage machine. I don't got no walking foot for this, so we're just doing it like this. So all right. There we go. We are assembled for row 1. Again, here's that piece that we need to fold over. Why is that like a different direction? Oh, no, it's not a different direction. This is our piece that we'll fold over and hand stitch later. But there, so we can put like row 1 and 2 together. I know we can't really see, but we can just kind of get a glimpse of what the corners will look like. There, that will be kind of sweet. So there'll be another sashing colorful row like this in between. Well, that'll be fun. I like this little color in the corner there. I think that'll be like a nice little touch. So neat. All right, so again, this row is completely done. I'm gonna fold him up a little nicer. We don't have to worry about that one. And then this one I think I'm gonna fold up and put to the side as well. I'll show you guys though. I'll flip the camera around and show you guys. And then, so next time, we still got this whole stack to go through, and we're definitely gonna need our little guide. So we're gonna start with the I through M row. But I think we're gonna like get through these so fast. So I think we'll probably actually, like this might just take like 2 days or so to do next week. And then we'll have like Wednesday and Thursday to really like start hand stitching, I think. Like we can move the machine out of the way, and then just like, I think we can at least completely finish up row 1. So we'll have row 1 and 2 completely done, and then I can just come in for some like a pop-up, and then we can just do more hand stitching. Oh, Lynn said, should we put the rest in the order? We can. That's not a bad idea. So yeah, because we are way out of order. All right, I'm gonna just like make like 4 rows here. So like T goes in row number 3, row this goes lower. Okay, ST, this might be a dumb way to do it, but ST, U, and then W, and then if I can find V. What the heck's V? Oh, way down there. Okay, so W, V, U, T, and S. Okay, so this is this row there. Get that out of the way. Let's get this bottom row. So Y or X, Y. Find the Z. Here we go. X, Y, Z. Oh, and then a corner. So corner. This is our other corner. So corner X, Y, Z, and then this will have our quilt label block. So that one. So this row right now only has 4 in because we don't have a quilt label. Okay. Next row up is, these are kind of all in reverse order, so this is going good. So R, Q, I need the P, oh, here's the O. I need the N and the P. Why are they all down here? Okay, N, O, these are cute next to each other. N, O, P. And then the Q and the R. Oh, we got all sorts of scenes in this row. That'll be fun. Yeah, we got this little woodsy scene. We got some ferns, some tree scene. Oh, we got our flying pig right in the middle. That's kind of cute. And then our quail with his little safari or like dry scene, and then the raccoon by the river. lots of decorative scenes in that row. Okay, that's this. So we got the bottom half kind of figured out here. So the rest should be here. So I, J, K, L, M. All right, so these are all in order. So this is our next row. It's funny because we stitched these all in order, so it'll be interesting to see like our progression of what we decided for quilting. Like how I said, like the next row is all scenes basically. I think this row is where we started that idea. So it'll be interesting to see where that led us. All right, so I'm gonna even like crisscross these. So we got the I row, the N row, the S row, and then the border row at the bottom. Cool, so there we go. So this is what we'll work on next week. Got it all together here, ready to go. And like I said, I'm gonna flip you guys. So like I said, I think that's gonna go pretty quickly. I mean, just to sew these two on tonight went fast. So here's row number 1 now with those corner pieces. A, B, C, and the little corners. I think that's gonna look so nice. And then the back, just to give you a sense of the back. So the back's gonna be all of those animals with the little sashing, but then we'll have a white piece in the corner on this side, and then a white piece with the label at the bottom. So that's what that will end up looking like. So awesome, you guys. I will be here. Sorry, I was reading a comment. I'll be here again Monday, so I'm off tomorrow and the weekend. So Monday again at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Make sure to get it on that texting list with the link below if you want to be notified on Monday. Just as a reminder that we'll be on again. So Monday through Thursday next week, and that'll be our last kind of scheduled time before baby, before we figure out what that's gonna be all like. And but I am hoping to pop in here and there, and that's why we have the texting in place, just so you know, like, hey, I'm gonna come in today at 2 or something for a few hours and just sew on this some more. I don't know, it'll be stuff like that. But I just want to let you guys know, since it's not going to be so scheduled anymore after years and years of a schedule. So, but awesome. So thank you guys again. Have a lovely Friday and weekend tomorrow. And I'll see you again on Monday. Good night.